So here we are going to see some more states of the socket. There are different states established. So far we've been seeing mostly established. Connection is already there. Packets are flowing through. There are a couple of other states as well. So let's see some of them. Not a very important topic, but you will see this every now and then in the output of the tools like netstat, TCP view, resource monitor. All the tools will show the stats. So you should be familiar with it, but the topic itself is not super important. So here what we are going to do is we are going to make a small change to our server before sending data. We are going to close the connection. So I'm not going to execute line number 11 and 12, or you can comment it out if you want, no big deal. Let me comment that out before causing any kind of confusion. Commented that out. Now what we're going to do is we are going to keep the client exactly as it is. But as you can see, the server is closing the connection before this particular line has any effect. So I'm going to put a breakpoint on line number 10 in the client and going to start a program. So the idea is sending the client the FIN packets. So finalize the connection in a graceful way from the server and see the state of the socket. That's the idea. So first we'll put a breakpoint here so that we can see the state correctly before closing. So I'm going to start debugging. Right now, if you look at TCP view, we have a socket here with state listen. So this is a column we are going to focus in this particular session. The state is listen and local port is, no surprise, the server port. Now we are going to do the connection from the client. Start debugging again. The client is connected and already sent data to the server. The hello world has been sent. Now let's see the status of the sockets. So we have 2 sockets have come up. The listen is still there, no surprise. And the 2 ones are in established state that we have seen before as well. Now what we're going to do is while the client is waiting on this line number 10, not exactly waiting, about to execute line number 10, what we are going to do is we are going to close the connection, not ending the program like before. We are going to gracefully close the connection. So basically we are sending FINAC packet. So these are the packets we have sent from the server to client. And if you quickly look at the TCP view, you can see that the state has changed. So this is a server. Server is in a state called FIN_wait_2. So it is waiting for a FIN from the client. The other socket is listen, there is no difference. And the other one has become close wait on the client side. It is not established anymore, close wait, which means it is waiting for close to get executed so that it can send this FIN packet to this guy. So it is all part of the TCP state machine. So we'll see all this soon. A little bit of digging into the TCP protocol. So let's do that and see the state of the socket. So we have not got any data because server has not sent any data. Server has closed the connection. So we are closing it here. Now let's see what is the state. And now the listen socket is exactly there, but the server socket with the local port and the remote port has become time wait. So time wait means that it is anticipating some packets from the client. So TCP has that kind of behavior. So this socket will go pretty soon. So the kernel is expecting some packets from the client so that it can make sense, because it knows that you have created something and you have not sent any data across. So time wait is in a state in which it can reassemble some of the packets from the client. But in this case, client is not going to send anything and this will go pretty soon. In fact, you can set or configure in the TCP stack how long a socket should wait on time wait. All this can be configured. So let's wait for some time so that the server will take this socket out. So as you can see, it has gone after a period of time. I think it is 60 seconds or 90 seconds or something like that. Doesn't matter to us, but it is automatically cleaned up by the operating system. So we have seen time wait, fin wait, close wait. Not very important for us, but just putting out there. Also, this behavior is slightly different between operating systems. Although it is part of the TCP stack, it is slightly different between Linux, Windows, etc., especially the duration and things like that. So to conclude, we have seen some of the extra states of the socket: fin wait, close wait, time wait. A lot of such different states we have seen. We have not given much detailed information on time wait, etc. I'll give a link in the description of this particular video if you want to read more about it. But one of the things I would like to tell you is that it's not really much important. You will be hardly dealing with these kind of things in your networking journey. So before going into the link and start reading such details, I would recommend you finish the training and see. If you have more questions, then go into the link. But anyway, I'm giving the link for additional information.